Pacific nurse sharks are an endangered and poorly studied species that are mostly threatened by their interactions with fisheries. Santa Elena Bay in the North Pacific of Costa Rica is a refuge for them since it is protected as a marine management area. However, sharks may exit the marine management area and go to places that are not protected, where they would be exposed to a higher risk of being caught intentionally or through bycatch. We used passive acoustic telemetry to study the residency of these sharks in Santa Elena Bay and adjacent unprotected waters like Matapalito Bay and the Gulf of Santa Elena. From September 2018 to January 2020, we caught and tagged 13 sharks, of which 7 were male and 6 were female. The sharks ranged in total length from 85 centimeters to 2.5 meters. Sharks were detected inside the bay 83% of the days that we monitored them. However, we can see from the data that these weren't always the same sharks that were present. Since different parts of the receiver array were deployed for different periods of time, we split the data up into different periods where we compared the mean residency index of sharks at each different part of the receiver array. During the initial period, we had receivers only inside Santa Elena Bay, in the inner and outer portions of the bay, and we found that the residency of sharks did not vary between these sites. During the second period, we reported 4 receivers in Matapalito and expanded the array outside of Santa Elena Bay. Here, we found that sharks had a higher residency inside Santa Elena Bay than Matapalito. For the last period, the array was expanded to the Gulf of Santa Elena, and we found there was no difference in residency between Santa Elena Bay and the Gulf. With our telemetry data, we also found the longest range movement so far reported for this species. 3 sharks were detected multiple times throughout 2022 in the station furthest away from Santa Elena Bay where they were tagged. These individuals moved for a range of 14 kilometers. These preliminary results show us that the sharks are in fact using many areas outside of Santa Elena Bay quite frequently, and that their range is probably much larger than just the bay. For the next steps in our research, we want to model the probability of detection of these sharks according to different variables like water temperature, lunar phase, different seasons, and also see whether males or females for different sizes use the habitats differently.